The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
I'm CJ Demento, your local librarian from the Oceanside Public Library and city staff for the Oceanside Arts Commission. Welcome to the September edition of Oceanside Spectrum. I'm really glad you're here. First, Linda Kurakawa, the Executive Director of Community Education and Workforce Development at MiraCosta Community College, is here to talk about their incredible programs. Also, Doctors Allison Zachary and Emerito Posadas, both True Care pediatricians, are here to talk about how they are making a difference. Han Young, Casita Technology Math and Science Center teacher and running coach, and Kathy Canane, Oside Turkey Trot Director, are getting us moving. And Michael Odegaard, President of the Rotary Club of San Luis Rey, is here to talk about the importance of peace building in our community. And Edward Becerra, founder of Education Begins in the Home, brings the importance of reading to light. Lots of great info, so stay tuned because Oceanside Spectrum starts now. Please welcome Linda Kurakawa, Executive Director of Community Education and Workforce Development at MiraCosta Community College. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here today.
Nice to be here, CJ.
Yeah, and you have a lot to share today because MiraCosta is really up to a lot of great work. Tell me about your Technology Career Institute. You have a lot of really cool programs and a cool center out there.
Yeah, so MiraCosta really values the idea of accelerated work skills training. And so we created TCI, Technology Career Institute, to make sure that we had a place and a method for condensing work skills training in such a way that somebody can get in, can get trained, and can get jobs really quickly. And so that's what we do.
Yeah. And what are the trends that you're seeing in that type of work in workforce development?
So prior to the pandemic, we saw a lot of need to accelerate the work skills, get them in, be flexible, and adapt to the changing technology.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic, that has accelerated even more. So we are getting calls daily from employers all over North County asking for workers and for our graduates. So we create that talent pipeline as fast as we can to get them trained well with professional skills attached to their actual hands-on skills and get them into the workplace right away.
As quickly as possible.
Yes.
And colleges are really having to be pretty nimble. Our college is nimble. I know MiraCosta is. Tell us about what that looks like.
I think most colleges struggle with being flexible, adaptable, and nimble. And they're sort of steeped in tradition. And so to change rapidly with the rapidly changing times is hard for community colleges. MiraCosta has amazing leadership, and I really say that from the bottom of my heart because they're very future focused, and our college president, Dr. Cook, is amazing. She's always talking about what we can do to make it better for our students, but better for industry and better to direct students right into available jobs. So with that, MiraCosta has really thought through and brought in their staff to talk about the future, how to adapt for the future, and what it means in the classroom and what it means for work skills development. So it's a great place to work, but it's a great place to be a student.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's keeping up with the times. And so is your Technology Career Institute facility, right? Tell us more about what that institute looks like and some of the things, some of the vision that you have for that.
Yeah, thanks. Well, TCI is in a building that's about 22,000 square feet, and we've maxed out on our ability to have lab space and and be able to serve students, because industry and companies are calling every day asking for even more accelerated work skills training.
Wow.
And when you do that type of training, it's the most expensive way to train a student. The way we fund those programs is through grants and through generous donations from some of our industry partners.
Yeah.
But that's not a very sustainable way to keep expensive work skills programs going.
Right.
So I have a vision about expanding what we do into a larger building that has both startups who will use our equipment and our students and our instructors, and they will be able to prototype and start companies. And as they start companies, they could then, for the time that they spent in this new building at no cost, they could then pay back in a public-private profit sharing, just a small percentage of their profits in order to help with the overhead for this building and to keep tuitions as low as possible, allowing every student to take on accelerated work skills if they wish to.
Right.
So that way our engineering technician, our machining, our welding, our biomedical equipment technician, a future aquaculture program, a future HVAC, and all these programs that are needed can be done with state-of-the-art equipment, with students who are paying very little to attend, and with a rapidity that keeps up with the technology of tomorrow, and for jobs that we don't even know will exist tomorrow. I have this vision to create this building, and all I need is some donated funds for the building, but that's a big ask. But it is my vision, and I'm after it, and I'm not giving up until we see that beautiful place built where North County can have a place of innovation, entrepreneurism, and enterprise.
Amazing vision, amazing college.
Thank you.
For people to find out more about that vision, connect with you, connect with the school, take courses, where do you want them to go?
So they can go to our website at comed.miracosta.edu, or they can call me. And may I give the phone number?
Yeah, and it'll roll across the bottom
All right,
too.
760-795-6824. They can talk directly to me.
Very easy to learn more. Thank you so much for all you're doing for North County.
My pleasure. It's my joy.
We'll be right back with our next guest. All right, Dr. Allison Zachary and Dr. Emerito Posadas, pediatricians with True Care, are here. Welcome. Yes. I couldn't tell that you were doctors. It's so good to see you guys here, and I'm so glad that you're in your habitat here, and excited to have you talk about True Care, an amazing resource in our community. You've got 11 offices, a mobile unit that's out and about. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about True Care and what it looks like here in North County.
Well, True Care has been around for over 50 years.
Oh, wow.
It was previously known as North County Health Services, which may be why some people may not recognize us.
Okay.
But as True Care, that was more recently, our name had changed. And True Care has been serving the community for many, many years, and we have a wealth of providers who are highly skilled in what we do. As you mentioned, we have 11 clinics with a lot of different services. We have pediatrics, we have women's health, we have chiropractors, we have dental services. It's really a great place to be for the community.
And that mobile unit, out and about, you're all about connecting with the community. You have something really cool. It's called an academic success program. Tell me about that program.
The Academic Success Program is a very unique program in northern San Diego. I started with True Care in 1991, so I have been with the company for 31 years.
Wow.
Way back in 1996, there's a lot of kids who are not, or parents who are concerned about their kids' academic performance. So the most common type of kids underachieving in school is attention deficit. So in 1996, I started that program, and then it expanded to something more.
And he's been doing this for a while. I would say that he has been doing this since 1996, as he mentioned. And I started with the organization around 5 years ago, say a little over 5 years ago now. And Dr. Posadas and I have worked together to grow the academic, what we're calling the Academic Success Program, so that we can allow it to flourish not only at the San Marcos location, but also in Oceanside. And this really helps to allow for more access to that program, so that students and families that are, say, in Encinitas, they don't have to drive all the way to San Marcos. They can go to a closer location along the coast for them.
And tell us what that program looks like.
The program looks like this. So when we see a parent, for example, an 11-year-old who is not doing well in school, we try to find out what is causing the problem. So we have the parents fill out rating scales, review those rating scales, and we do have an in-house testing, right? In the clinic, we do a lot of cognitive testing. If they have a reading problem, we do a test for dyslexia, or if they have a math problem and some other things. If they are socially inept, we suspect maybe they are in the autism spectrum disorder. So we have all those tests, psychological tests that we do right in the clinic. So after 1 or 2 visits, we have a diagnosis, and we should be able to, this child and the parents as well.
Wow, and then you help them be successful in the school with whatever resources that might look like, and providing them with support on IEPs, kind of that direct connection to the school success.
Yes, my goal is actually to have these kids at least graduate from high school.
Absolutely.
And if they do graduate from high school, they can find better jobs later on. Some of these kids have went through college. So if a child is successful, then it will be good for the community as well.
And it's so great that you're approaching that from a medical perspective and really finding the root of some of those things that you can help them to be more successful.
Absolutely. Every child and parent, well, I should say every parent wants their child to succeed. I'm a parent myself. I'm constantly looking at my child and wanting to imagine what he might be when he gets older. And every conversation that I have with the school, how's he doing? And I imagine I'm not unlike many other families who want to make sure that their children are succeeding. And if a parent gets information from their teacher that child might not be doing as well as they should be, or maybe having behavioral issues in class,
to have
those
that
are the families.
Support with that is just really amazing.
Absolutely.
So if families want to find out more about True Care and about the Academic Success Program, what would you like them to do?
So I would like that. Usually these parents, we see them on their physical, actually. Like their annual physical. And we ask them, we are very proactive. How are they doing socially? How are they doing in school? What grades do they have? And if the parent says, oh, my child is getting D's and F's, then we move from there. We would like to find out what is causing that F. Is it psychosocial, parent environment, or it's something medical that we can help these parents?
Awesome.
So if they're already members of True Care, then they can speak to their providers. And if they haven't been a member of True Care yet, that's okay. It doesn't matter. We can see them. They would just need to call the clinic and ask for an evaluation for the Academic Success Program, and we can tell them exactly what to do from there.
Or go to truecare.org.
That's right.
All right.
That's
Thank
correct.
you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with our next guest. All right, welcome back. Han Young, elementary school teacher at the Casita Center and running coach, is with Kathy Kinane, Oceanside Turkey Trot race director and executive director of the Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation. I just love saying that, move your feet before you eat. It's so fun, right? Running is supposed to be fun. And Han, you work with the Miles of Smiles program at your school, and it's fun. right?
Yes, I think the past years I've been working, I can definitely see that kids are, when they're out there and talking to their friends, they're just happy to be walking and running with their friends. So it is really fun.
Yeah, and what does it look like? The kids get together every day and they exercise.
Yes, so in the morning, right before school starts, so it's a little bit different because of COVID, but before COVID, it was every Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
The kids come 20 minutes before school starts, and then they have opportunities to run or even walk with their friends, or maybe their brothers or sisters or cousins. So it's a really good way to start building healthy habits.
And the Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation supports that program. How do they do that?
So the foundation pays for their annual subscription service, and they can use their phones or their iPads to scan the kids' ID cards to track their mileage. So it makes it much easier for a teacher to track the activity of the kids. And then we have a program called Miles of Smiles, and we pay for the little feet for miles. Like Han said that she gives them feet for every 5 miles.
Awesome.
And then we came up with Miles of Smiles shoelaces for every 50 miles that the kids do.
All right.
And then we also came up with another plan for the Run Across California. And so if the kids do 170 miles, which is basically from Oceanside to Arizona,
Okay.
in a year, then they'll get this great medal, or they'll get a magnet for their car that says Running Across California. So we want to make it easy for the teachers to be successful and for the kids to have fun.
Yeah.
Because we all know running can really change your attitude and make you smile. So we call it the Miles of Smiles program.
And you're looking for parents and teachers to get involved in this program, right? You have a goal of increasing the number of schools.
Yeah, our goal this year is to get at least 15 schools. So we sent an email blast out to 191 teachers and administrators at schools to help recruit teachers, parents, administrators, anybody to help with this program to get it off the ground. We feel like at least 3 people is kind of ideal.
Yeah, great. Okay, so why should a teacher or a parent do it? Because it's fun?
And I think you can get the whole community involved, and I think it's very rewarding. Like just to have, it starts with the kids, and then sometimes also the parents can kind of get excited. So at the end of the year, like as a school, we kind of organize also a color run, and then you could kind of see that even the parents got super excited about running and then just being involved in this healthy exercise.
Yeah, and that sense of community that it creates. So the turkey trot, the Oceanside Turkey Trot, is another really amazing sense of community event. Right? That's
yes, we love. I tell people it's really a hug fest.
Yeah.
You go down there, you see all your friends, your family. You run from one friend to the other, give them a hug, say hello, and we want running to be fun, an activity, and to do it with your friends and family. It's really no longer the loneliness of the long distance runner. We want it to be very social and fun, and of course, that feeling of relaxation and elation is very real, and we want to encourage everybody to be involved. One of our success stories is at Temple Heights. These 3 women were running the program, and then they got their IT guy to take it over. And I went to check and see how he was doing. He goes, "Yeah, Kath, I lost 30 pounds."
Well, nice.
That was so sweet and unexpected.
So unexpected
it's great.
benefits of being involved
Yes.
and putting yourself out there to work with kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's great. Well, so if people want to get involved and they want to work at a school, or they want to find out about the Turkey Trot, the Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation,
Right.
How do they do that? How do they find out
Just
more?
reach out to info@Move Your Feet Before You Eat Foundation, and
Okay.
we'll get right back to them. And we also bring in motivational speakers. We can bring in athletes who have been successful.
Wow.
A good story we have a video online called Dream Big, and I don't know if you know Dr. Kelly Modadell. She was with the Vista Community Clinic, and now she is the head of the pediatrics division of the county. And she's featured in our video, and she talks about how running helped her achieve her personal and professional goals and keeps her smiling every day.
Yeah, and that sense of community.
Yes.
Fabulous. Keep up the great work. Keep up the running.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. welcome back. We have Michael Odegaard, president of the San Luis Rey Rotary Club. Hi.
Hi, CJ. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here today, and I'm excited for you to tell us more about the Rotary Club and some of the initiatives that you are working on. Really notably, peace building.
Awesome. Well,
yeah, tell us about that.
Well, one distinction that Oceanside has through our club is ours was the first to receive accreditation from the Rotary Action Group for Peace as an official peace builder club.
Wow.
What that means is we recognize that there's two kinds of peace. There's negative peace, which Martin Luther King described as the absence of violence, but positive peace are the institutions and values that create peaceful societies. The Institute for Economics and Peace is one of the most quoted think tanks in the world that comes out with their annual ranking of nations. They also rank American states. And believe it or not, our country is not even in the top half anymore. We're in the bottom third of peaceful society. So there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So the 8 pillars of positive peace. By the way, I should let the audience know that KOCT won our award this year. We're very, very proud of the great work that you do here.
Well, thank you for honoring KOCT as a peace builder in the community.
Absolutely.
It's really a wonderful thing.
And I just wanted to mention briefly, what are the 8 pillars of positive peace? A well-functioning government, an equitable distribution of resources, free flow of information, good relations with neighbors, high levels of human capital, acceptance of the rights of others, low levels of corruption, and a sound business environment. And of all of our nominees, we had 4 nominees last year. Yours came out on top. This year, we will be nominating someone each month. There's so many people in Oceanside that are doing wonderful things that we want to increase our recognition. And so each month we'll be recognizing a nominee.
Great.
And then in February, we'll be awarding our annual award.
Wonderful, wonderful. I also want you to make sure that we talk a little bit about your emphasis on indigenous languages and the revitalization of those languages.
Thank you.
Please speak to that.
Absolutely. Well, my background is in community planning. For 15 years, I designed master planned communities in China, California. And when the big recession hit, that was my opportunity. I got laid off. And that was my opportunity to move to Hawaii to study the Hawaiian language. And while I was doing that, I wrote the first urban design curriculum for the Hawaiian immersion schools there. Now, back in 1978, Hawaii made their indigenous language official. That was the first state to do that. In 2014, Alaska did that. In 2019, South Dakota made the 3 dialects of Sioux official, and we want California to be at least the 4th state to recognize, with legal status, our indigenous languages. That's almost like the equivalent of an emancipation proclamation for indigenous peoples. Instead of having an apartheid relationship with the dominant culture, they can become part of it. So we're excited about that.
Amazing work that's happening at the Rotary.
We have an amazing group of people, people with backgrounds in the United Nations, in education, city government, private sector. Some of our greatest and most supportive members are our small business owner members, and we want to be that voice and a place for small business people to be the problem solvers. Really, a lot of the solutions that our community faces are really best addressed amongst the entrepreneurial class. So this is a place for them.
So you're looking for members to join.
Yes.
Tell us that you have meetings every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday at, well, actually now it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Tuesdays. We have our board meetings on the 1st. And we're meeting at the Pit Stop Diner on the corner of El Camino and Mission. It's very casual, but powerful. And so I like that place because if you look at the inside, it's all of the memorabilia of the movement to California. And so I think it has a lot of really interesting history to it. And we're very proud to be there.
It is a great place. All right. So a website?
Website is sanluisrayrotary.com.
All right. Check it out. All right. Thank you, Michael, for being here and sharing about all the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Look forward to having you come back too.
Oh, I'd love to.
Thanks.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with our last guest. So Edward Becerra is here with his organization as the founder of Education Begins in the Home.
Correct.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So I want folks to hear, a lot of folks know you because you're out in the community a lot.
Yes.
But what is the mission of Education Begins in the Home?
Our mission is to help improve the literacy level of our youth. And our focus is on elementary school, because those are the kids that we can still influence to pick up a book and read it. The reading levels of our third graders are extremely low. There was a ABC 10 interview 3 months ago where the San Diego superintendent of schools stated that 49% of their third graders were not reading at third grade level. And every time I hear that type of statistic, it just motivates me to go out to even more events and to hand out more free books.
Yeah, and third grade is such an important time, right? Kids are starting to need to collect that information.
It is a key. It is a key. Every school and every state agency focuses on third grade reading levels. And that's why we are looking to put all those free books in the hands of the kids.
That's why you do what you do.
Yes.
And all of those books that you put in the hands of kids are donated.
Yes, they're all donated to me. One of my best partners has been the Friends of the Oceanside Library. Gail Wells and Blake Kern, both volunteers for that organization,
amazing
have
people.
given me a minimum of 10 boxes of books every month, except during the 2 years of the pandemic, because all of our events pretty much shut down.
Yeah, and now that things are back, you're back to being at those events and giving the books out.
Yes.
And how many books have you given away?
We have given over 176,000 free books in a little over 700 events.
Wow, that's remarkable. That's really incredible. Yeah. So what events do you have coming up?
We have a couple events. Actually, this weekend, we're going to be at Los Angeles City College for our 24th annual International Latino Book Awards.
Awesome.
And we're going to be honoring over 200 authors that have written books and have submitted them to my nonprofit. But beyond that, we've got events scheduled, 2 or 3 events every week. Every Sunday we are at the Health and Human Services office in Escondido, partnering with Universidad Popular, who is coordinating getting the community vaccinated. So they invited me to participate in their event and to come out and provide free books.
That's incredible. So if people want you to be at their event, if they want books to be, handed out,
they should contact me at on my email, educationbeginsinthehome@gmail.com. And I rarely say no to anyone. The only issue is if I've got an event already scheduled that day. I'm the one with all the books, so it's kind of difficult for any of my volunteers to coordinate a second event on the same day.
So you do have volunteers that help you with these events?
Yes. Unfortunately, volunteers has always been our drawback. Because I do events 7 by 24, most people that work can't come to an event. I'm retired, I'm doing this as a volunteer, and I can go to almost any event at any time during the day. So I wind up being, having very few people come at certain dates and times. So I'm always looking for volunteers. I'm always looking for certain types of books being donated. The English books for the under 5 children is always, I'm always low in that type of book. I'm always also looking for books in Spanish. However, my newest effort has been to start looking at bilingual books because both English speakers and Spanish speakers have come to me and have said, hey, do you have any books written in our language? And then once they read in their language, they can see how it's written in the other language. And so that's one of my latest efforts to put my hands on bilingual books.
Okay, so people should reach out to you with their bilingual books, with their early readers for the youngest of our youngest residents, if they want to help volunteer and support your efforts, putting books in the hands of kids.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
All right, Edward, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Putting all those books in so many kids' hands. It's really incredible what you do.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for joining us today and learning more about your local community. Hope you feel inspired. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please visit koct.org/spectrum to find out details on how your nonprofit can be a part of Spectrum. Stay up to date with all things North County by visiting koct.org. Thanks and take good care.